So as the world of AI progresses at incredible pace, many, however, do still see the concept of virtual personal AI assistants as either just novel gadgets or better suited for a sci-fi movie. But be assured, this technology is quietly evolving and increasing in pace, and in turn is set to transform our lives beyond anything we can perhaps yet imagine and that many can yet comprehend. I'm Ant Morse, I'm a futurist, author and business consultant. In 2021 I wrote a book called The Future of Us, which tells the story of Scout, who is my personal AI virtual assistant who guides me through my everyday life. Now, while the book is set only a short time in the future, as a number of the predictions from that book have now come to fruition, I'm now here today going to share a fuller view of how these assistants will now likely progress and in turn transform our lives forever. Now, as sci-fi is the very concept of having our own AI assistants might feel today, in the near future we'll all have them. They'll be very much like our mobile phones in that we'll soon wonder how we ever lived without them. And firstly, to be clear, basic voice assistants powered by AI are nothing new. We've had solutions such as Alexa and Siri for many years, and we've also seen some incredible progress recently from people like OpenAI, Google and Apple with their Apple Intelligence, all nudging progress forward. There's also a range of individual specialist solutions such as Jasper, Personal AI and Open Assistant. Snappy titles, right? But for me, we're only at the very start of the true capabilities of these technologies. And most importantly, not only the impact on us, but the wider transformational impact technologies they're going to have. Sure, they're going to be super useful for us day in, day out, but the way that they're technically designed, commercially structured and operated will transform many industries and many organisations. And unfortunately, the majority of those won't see it coming until it's too late. So now let's have a quick look at the areas that our new friendly AI personal assistants are going to help support. Starting off with the future of work. So it's in our professional lives where we're going to see the biggest impact but also the biggest benefit. And sure, we've got lots of solutions starting to use AI now in the corporate world, such as Microsoft Copilot, but personal AI assistants are going to take it a stage further. Sure, they'll manage our in-fact projects, to-do lists, they'll prioritise tasks based on deadlines and importance as we'd expect. They'll also run our schedules and organise diaries. They'll check in with colleagues' AI assistants and also in time customers' AI assistants and suppliers and wider contact points. But it'll also, most importantly, check that we're needed for those meetings. It'll look for clear agendas, aims, and with a bit of pre-programming and training, it'll challenge meetings it's unsure of, asking for more information. It'll make sure that we're super efficient with our time. It'll also check in with our family, AI assistants and calendars, also with things like school calendars as well, and it'll make sure we never miss those important personal events and commitments outside of work. It will also take care of all our travel plans and commutes, from booking trains to reserving hotels. These things all take time, right? Well, AI can just do it in seconds from a limited bit of information that it has already. It'll even suggest and download films and podcasts for the journey as well. It will proactively notify you of delays, and it will do things like set your alarm so it knows exactly what time you need to be at the train station, what time you need to get up, and it will adjust and adapt those and make changes to travel plans as it needs to. The big thing for me as well is it's going to read all our emails and also prepare replies. Now, again, some solutions are already doing this in a fashion. This is going to take it to the next stage. It'll use your tone of voice as it replies, understanding the relationship you have with the person you're replying to, and it will give you these pre-built replies ready for you to either just approve and it'll send, or for you to tweak. This for me is going to be brilliant. It's going to save as many hours of the current email hamster wheel realities that we live in a corporate world. We're also going to see the introduction of AI experts as a service. This is where you'll pay extra each month for your AI assistant to become an expert in any given industry. Imagine having a highly skilled expert pretty much a voice command away. This impact alone is going to have a significant impact and transformation on many occupations and organisations. And while I do think we are still some years before AI is going to really impact the highly skilled, the evolution here is certainly going to bring a challenge that needs to be carefully monitored. Our AI assistants will also guide us through our careers. They'll become kind of mini life coach and development coaches. They'll suggest new learning material for us, focused reading material, sending us relevant articles that might be important to our career or our development. And also as well, while our willpower may struggle to keep focused on our development, quite as much as it should do, AI will act as a constant reminder, not only to keep a check on that we're investing enough time into our learning, but also to make sure we are bringing a good, healthy work-life balance into our lives as well. Ultimately, it's going to give us a lot more time back, and it's going to make sure we are better utilised with that time for us as well. In our homes, our AI assistants will take over the shopping list, they'll proactively order groceries, and they'll automatically replenish the frequently used items, and they'll allow us to add to the list simply by saying it out loud. They'll also suggest meals, and they'll make sure we're not missing any key ingredients. They'll make really good use of what we already have in. It'll know what's in the fridge, it'll know what's in the cupboard, and it'll automatically suggest recipes and suggestions for meals. They'll also proactively interact with a range of other smart devices, as you'd expect, lights, thermostats, security systems, but also they'll take it a stage further and they'll start to conduct an orchestra of new robotic household devices as well, from our simple robot vacuum cleaners, but right through to more humanoid-style robots. These will assist with the more intricate household duties such as laundry, cooking and cleaning. Now, while many of you might raise an eyebrow at this claim, trust me, our sci-fi of today will very quickly become the now-fi of tomorrow, and we're already seeing some incredible advancements in robotics, and it's suggested that we'll start to see in the very near future a robot that can be used in the home in this way that will cost less than a family car. When it comes to shopping for a specific item, our AI assistants are going to take over all of the research and the searching, the comparing of prices, they'll find discounts, and they'll send it all back in just very precise, neat summaries, giving us a list of our options. We'll simply tell it what we're in the market for, and it'll go off and do the rest. Now, this for me is going to bring massive change, a new dawn to retail as we know it. And I'm going to call this trend sell to me or compete for me. And this is where we'll open up a data set of both our requirements, but also some carefully managed personal information. This will then allow brands to push very specialised, very specific offers directly to us, and we'll have not given up any real personal information. Now, there's benefits on both sides of this trade, which is why I believe it's going to be so significant and completely transform retail. It'll move us from a marketing scattergun approach at the moment and this kind of changing views and opinions of our data, both the value and the relevance of it, and combined is going to transform everything. Many organisations won't see this coming, and it could be an opportunity for tech organisations to take a little bit more of a land grab on some of those less location and destination based retail organisations, as we know as well. Now, it's a big topic, significant impact. I'm going to do a dedicated video on this as well another time. And as AI assistants take on more of our professional and our personal tasks, they'll also then support us with this additional leisure and downtime that they're going to help create. They'll embrace our hobbies with the same gusto and enthusiasm that we do. They'll scour the internet for the latest news and developments on pretty much any topic that we are passionate about. And they'll bring a level of insight comparable to that of an industry insider or perhaps an official commentator on a given sport or topic. But while we'll share the enthusiasm with us, enthusiasm will come as a service. And as you'll appreciate, this will likely have a monthly fee. There is a pattern forming to these updates, as I'm sure you've noticed. Staying on the topic of downtime, entertainment and TV as we know it will completely transform. The streaming and on-demand services of today will be completely different tomorrow. Our AI assistants will know us far better than any national or global media organisation ever could, and it will use our algorithms that will way outperform theirs to provide far better and more accurate matches for viewing and listening recommendations. AI will also be delivered across a range of devices, obviously the main TV screen, but also we'll have our second screen, which is our phone or a tablet, and then we'll see the introduction of audio interactions as well. This will offer us a far more immersive experience and provide alternative information to you specifically and not others that are watching the same thing. With augmented reality and virtual reality solutions bringing completely different ways to embrace media as well. Augmented reality and audio assist will play an enormous part in the future of AI assistants and how we access them on a daily basis. This is often known as spatial computing, and I'll be covering this in a lot more detail in a dedicated video shortly. And while AI assistants will bring benefits in lots of different areas of time back and improved leisure time, one of the key areas for me is going to be its impacts on health and well-being. Our AI assistants will act as health advisors, coaches. It'll analyse the data from our wearable devices, but also from a range of more specialist devices that we can either have collected from our local doctor's surgery, or we can be sent to hire as a service while we're undergoing treatment. It will remind us to take medication, it will schedule health checkups, and it will do all of this based on its findings proactively. It will as well give us a far more accurate and sensible source of medical advice. It will act as a kind of proactive, reactive triage, massively reducing our number of trips to the doctors and making far better use of their time as well. It's going to follow us to the gym, provide us with personalised diet plans and guide us using voice through our workouts. But likewise, it's also going to be the voice of conscience as well as we wait in line for that burger or pizza, not quite to kill our fun, but just to sometimes suggest alternatives for those that might be struggling with willpower. And while many may be concerned that the negative impacts of technology overall on people's mental health, particularly in young people, AI assistants here will go some way to readdress the balance. It'll understand our lifestyles, it'll understand our health data, such as sleep and heart rate, but it'll also analyse our tone of voice, and it will securely check in on our patterns of activity. We'll set the measures for the benefit of us when we set these services up, and it will in turn go on to completely transform the health and the healthcare sector as we know it. And going back to that point around well-being, AI assistants will also play a massive role in supporting us socially as well. AI will act in theory as a social secretary. It will promote and suggest far more personal interactions, getting us away from this kind of fixation with our screens and the isolation that can create. It will make great use of that free time that it has helped to create, and it will ensure we stay connected in a number of different ways. They'll act as, in theory, agents bringing like-minded people together who share similar interests in a number of different ways, and it will take huge steps in addressing both loneliness and exclusion that is prevalent today. But it won't be without challenges, and this technology will not come for free, so we're going to have to think about the digital agenda, the inclusion policy, and we're all going to have to play a role in ensuring that those that are not connected can be connected. And on the topic of companionship, which also in time is going to completely transform the dating game. It's going to use advances in data analysis and the evolution of data sharing. Some of the ways it will improve shopping and change other industries will also be relevant in dating, and it'll help provide far more accurate and successful matches and introductions. But this is a huge topic in itself and one for another time. And finally, our AI assistants will support all of our future service interactions, our finances, and also take care of security. We're going to give them full authority to act on our behalf for the majority of our interactions with service providers, from our banks, utilities, any favoured brand that we come into contact with. This will put a complete end to sitting in call queues or experiencing very interesting experiences with semi-smart chatbots. It'll only ever really call us when it's absolutely necessary to check in on some vital information or security relevant information, or to give us choices. It's going to act as our financial advisors as well. It's going to track our spending, and it's going to take a look at our bank statements. Take a look at yours. We seem to be collecting digital direct debits, many of which we're struggling to understand or remember. It'll also take care of those cheeky little auto renewals that catch so many of us out, and it'll be proactive in spotting scammers, phishing attempts, and cyber threats way before we can. It'll take the necessary steps to close them down and secure your hard-earned cash and also your time. Sorting this stuff out, it takes a huge amount of time. It'll protect our privacy, and it'll choose when to switch off and on our presence. This is how it's going to transform retail and a number of other areas as well. It'll hold the data very close, and it'll only share what it needs to do. And this is again a transformation, an element of transformation which is going to completely transform a number of organisations and industries overall. And again, unfortunately, many will struggle to adapt in time. And one quick point around our data, and most importantly the security of it. AI systems need data to perform. The more data they have, the better they perform. So we are going to see some alternate options around data sharing naturally evolve over time. But this is a big topic, probably the most important topic and limiting factor of some of AI potential growth. So I'll do a dedicated video on this in due course. Well, we've covered a wide range of examples here, but there are many more other use cases of where AI personal assistants will undoubtedly transform our lives in the future. So what do you think? Will the story of Scout as my future AI personal assistant appear anytime soon, if at all? Well, the interesting point here is all of the technologies that I've covered to make this a reality already exist. It needs no invention, just simply innovation and perhaps a little bit more time. Now, the driving factors, while often not immediately obvious, are now becoming clearer and clearer and are accelerating and progressing at pace. As a result, the company names on your bank statement are going to change. Not every organisation is going to be able to spot this happening in time and ultimately be able to keep up. We're going to see new organisations appear, the innovators will keep innovating, entrepreneurs will embrace this time and the opportunity that it generates, as they always do. Now, you can find out more about this in my book, The Future of Us, or you can book me for your next company or customer conference where I can share a keynote on the future trends, or you can hire me to bring a more specific viewpoint on technology or industry transformation ahead. But until next time, stay interested, stay curious, but most of all, stay relevant in the future of us.